Okay guys, this is Unit 4, Lesson 1, and it's all about proportions. And what proportions really are is they're fractions. See how it has y over x? That's a fraction, which is also a proportion. Okay, when I set two fractions equal to each other, I'm going to have a proportion. So let's read through number 1. It says, at a local farm stand, 6 apples can be bought for $4. Determine how much it costs to buy the following amounts of apples. Round to the nearest cent when necessary. So they say 6 apples can be bought for $4. So they're comparing apples to dollars. That's my fraction. So what I'm going to do to solve is I'm going to take the numbers from the question. I'm going to take the 6 and the 4, and I'm going to write them as a fraction. 6 over 4. 6 apples over $4. And I'm going to do an equal sign, and then I'm going to look what they gave me here. A dozen apples. A dozen means 12. Okay, so I'm going to use the number 12. Now, since it told me apples, apples go on the top of my fraction. So I'm going to do 12 over, and then I have nothing to put on the bottom. So what I do is I'm going to make the bottom x. Now to solve this, I'm going to do what's called cross multiplying, which we have all learned before. Cross multiplying means I go all the way across. I do 6 times x is 6x equal sign. Then I do 4 times 12. Use your calculator if you need to. 4 times 12 is 48. And now I'm going to solve this equation. To get x by itself, I'm going to divide by 6. Divide by 6. And I get x is 8. Okay, now let's do the same thing for the 20 apples. So we come back up to the question. We're going to use the 6 apples for the $4. So I'm going to do 6 over 4. That's from the question. Equal sign. 20 apples. Apples go on top, so I put the 20 on top of this fraction. And I don't know what the bottom is, so I make that x. And again, we're going to cross multiply. 6 times x, 6x. 20 times 4 is 80. And I divide by 6, divide by 6. Go to your calc if you need to. And do 80 divided by 6. You get 13.33. So 20 apples cost $13.33. Okay, now it says, if C is the cost of apples and N is the number of apples bought, write a proportional relationship between C and N. Solve the equation for C. Okay, so we know 6 apples cost $4. We got that from the problem. 6 apples cost $4. Equal to. They want us to use N for apples. So I'm going to put the N on top. And they want me to use C for cost. I'm going to put that on bottom. And now I'm going to cross multiply. I get 6 times C is 6C. 4 times N is 4N. And they want me to get C by itself. So to get C by itself, I have to get rid of the 6. So I divide by 6. Divide by 6. Now I'm going to go to my calculator. I'm going to type in 4 divided by 6. It'll give me a yucky decimal, 0.666666, but then math frac it, and it will give you 2/3. And then the N drops down. Okay, now they want us to graph that. I'm going to use the graphing calculator to graph that. Okay, so let's type in this equation. Let's go to y equals. Let's type in 2 over 3 and then x. I can't type an n in, guys, that's why I'm typing an x in. So I'm typing 2 over 3 x because the calculator won't do n. And then I'm going to go to the table, second graph. Okay, and I'm going to steal some of these points like 0, 0. Does everyone see that point? 0, 0. I'm going to graph that. Then I'm going to look what's next to, let's see, 3-2 looks like a good one because I want to skip that one and that one because they're decimals. But 3-2 looks good. I'm going to go over 3, up 2. And then 6-4 looks good. No decimals there, so over 6, up 4. And then if I scroll down, I probably get some more. 6, what's with this one? 9, 6. So over to 9, up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe let's skip all the way down. Let's get a bigger one. Let's do about 15, 10. 5, 10, 15, and up 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's connect those. Let's label it. What was our equation? C equals 2/3 n. Okay, and then the last one, it says when the cost is 15, C of 15 equals 10 in terms of apples and money you spent. So when I have 15 apples, let's go over to 15, I spent $10 because this is number of apples. When I go over to 15, I'm at $10. 10 is the cost. So that means this over here means 15 apples cost $10. Okay, so that's the end of number 1. I'm going to give you another video in a minute about number 2 on the lesson, okay?